Hey everyone! Today I am here with a new and interesting topic, and the name of the topic is just in front of you: History of Microscope. Get started. Do you know what is a microscope? Yes, we know that those organisms or part of organism which cannot be seen with naked eyes are easily seen with the microscope. So the question is that, do you know what is the birth of the light microscope? So this started about 1590. There is a father and a son. Janssen and his son Hans, while experimenting with several lenses in a tube, discovered that nearby object appeared greatly enlarged. That was the forerunner of the compound microscope and of the telescope. So, you are already aware about the Galileo. In 1609, the father of modern physics and astronomy heard of these early experiments, worked out the principle of lenses, and made a much better instrument with a focusing device. So, there is a new name in front of us, which is Robert Hooke. The question is that, who is Robert Hooke? Let's start to find our answer. Robert Hooke was an important 17th century English scientist, perhaps best known for Hooke's law, the invention of a compound microscope, and his cell theory. He was born July 18, 1635 in England and died on 3 March 1703 in London in the age of 67. So let's start it. What is the work of a Hooke? Hooke has been called the English deep age, and he invents and designs improvements of scientific instruments. He was a natural philosopher who valued observation and experiments. He formulated Hooke's law, a relation that says the force pulled back on the spring is inversely proportional to the distance pulled from rest. Assisted Robert Boyle by constructing his air pump. He invented the compound microscope. It is a very important thing for us, and also a telescope. He invented of the wheel, barometer, hydrometer, and anemometer. Okay, and also he just find out the cells, and this is a very important innovation for us. Oh wow, what a beautiful picture in front of us. It is electron microscope. Yes, it's amazing. On the basis of old experiments, now we have electron microscope. We can identify all the specimens very easily in it. Here and further, we will continue our electron microscope. So, it was old work or experiments of science. On the basis of these experiments, nowadays we have a light microscope. What is a light microscope? It's that to know about this. A light microscope, also called an optical microscope, it is an instrument to observe small objects using visible light and lenses. It is highly used and well organized microscope in the scientific community. Nowadays we also have in our lab. The device can be used to view living or dead samples and can maximize these samples up to 1000 times their actual size. Light microscope include almost all compound and stereo microscopes. This type of microscope is compound of an objective lenses and also have a stage, a light source, a tube, an arm, and focusing system. The specimen is set on a stage, a platform usually equipped with a metal arms to hold the specimen or slide in place. The light bulb is just beneath the stage. On that, the light shines up through the specimen, the tube focused down on a stage so that the optical lens or eyepiece is at the far end of the tube and the objective lens is at the end closer to the specimen. So now we are going to start it that how electron microscope work. It is a very important question. The objective lens is small around the piece of a glass that collects the light from a small area of a specimen at the short focal length and directs the light into the tube. The image is magnified by the optical lens which is put up to the eye. Because the objective lens is convex lens, so it's focused on the direct light into its center. Okay, after that by making the image bigger. Now at the end, what is the end of it? As we know that when the light ray from the light source onto the spot that is being examined on the specimen above. So the simple light microscope use only one magnifying lens, but today most microscopes used two or more lenses and magnify the image. Most microscopes today are compound microscopes that use more than one magnifying lens. The eyepiece typically magnified 2 times, 4 times or 10 times than actual size. So a microscope usually comes with 3 optical lenses. So different magnification levels set on rotating nose piece. There may also be a fourth lens used for oil immersion. Viewing the specimens within a drop of oil is set on a slide to further reflect the light and the oil immersion lens. Here we have the relation of a glass to the magnification. The relationship of a glass to the magnification and concept of a lenses were discovered by the Romans in the 1st century AD. Lenses were eventually put to use at the end of the 1200. This may have a set to the stage for father and son, but are said to have invented the first compound microscope by experiment with the several lenses in a tube. But what does the historian says? The historian says that scientist Galileo, with the development of a compound microscope and technology similar telescope in the early 1600s. So this is the end of the topic. I hope you learned something new. If you have any kind of question, just tell me. Till then, take care. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Have a good day, everybody.